Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. So some commenters last week were saying that September has become a theme month because it's all continuations of old series I've been looking at. Yeah, that wasn't intentional. That's me having to reconfigure the schedule so much. The US 1 finale was supposed to be in July. There was supposed to be a follow-up to Kickers Incorporated, and that got pushed to next year. I keep having to push that back. And on a slightly more original front, we were going to have a review of Batman vs. the Predator, even teased it earlier this year, but that had to get pushed back to next year too. And all because longer episodes take longer to produce, especially when I'm trying to juggle a bunch of projects at once. This is not a theme month, I just don't want you guys to go 2 years in between Godzilla reviews. And let's face it, this isn't a series rich with complex plot points. You've probably forgotten a lot of what's happened so far, except for the dumber parts. Those dumber parts, of course, being the massive amount of unfunny satire against the parts of pop culture that annoyed the creative team. Well, that and satire against the government, but that's kind of evergreen. There's a reason that Mystery Science Theater 3000 clip gets so much use on this show.
I'm the government, I'm the government, I'm the reason nothing works.
Honestly, I should start using this West Wing clip for more of the government stuff too, because that's equally effective at describing things.
Why is it for every good thing you do around here, we've got to endure 3 screw-ups?
I admit, I'm padding this episode out a bit. Kingdom of Monsters number 8 does not have a lot going on in it. While normally in situations like this, I've been inclined to cover 2 issues to make up for that, like in Ultimate Power, for instance, issue number 9 actually has quite a bit going on, owing to that being the issue where the writers switch over and the book becomes, how do I put this? Not garbage. Admittedly, Kingdom of Monsters is on a bit more of an upswing the last couple issues because it stopped focusing so much on the satire, but the slow pacing is most evident in this one. And honestly, having a shorter episode is not necessarily a bad thing, because we're about to hit October and, well, those episodes are probably going to be on the long side. So where did we leave off? Sergeant Woods and Allie continue their post-apocalyptic trek across America, gathering supplies and using a device to avoid the giant monsters. Gotta say, this has been my least favorite Fallout game. While in France, the evil psychic twins Minette and Mallory have managed to take over not only Batra, but Rodan as well. They've decided they're going to take control of Godzilla now, too. Speaking of the King of the Monsters, he's begun a rampage in Washington, D.C., but a monk in the mountains of Asia sacrifices himself to summon forth King Ghidorah in the hopes of finally putting him down. So let's dig into Godzilla, Kingdom of Monsters number 8, and see how this will all go horribly wrong.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. What's with these awkward subjects? What's all this art so rubbish? To anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara, he is a man who punch sporadically a grouch. Linkara, he has his own spaceship, but he's always on his couch. Linkara, ghosts, gods, a universe in flux. Linkara, this comic sucks. Linkara.
Reading from a trade, so normally no looking at the covers, but again, padding. There's only 2 covers for this issue, one just featuring Mechagodzilla firing all its weapons. Cool, but nothing special. And a better, more artistic one of a shadowed Godzilla being loomed over by the 3 heads of Ghidorah, also in shadows. Nothing that unique, but at least it is relevant to the issue. We open in Alabama, where Allie is playing on a motorcycle. The monsters are coming! Hop on quick! Let's get out of here! Man, this new Kamen Rider series is looking interesting. Meanwhile, Sergeant Woods is taking the time to punch out bikers and whomp one in the crotch. Try attacking a shopping mall in the middle of a zombie apocalypse now, asshole! With the bikers down, he asks Allie if she's ready to go. Are you done fighting now? Yes. Are you done playing on the bike? Yes. Because I'm done playing around. She asks why they attacked them, and he simply explains that they wanted their water because they're out of it. She also asks to keep the bike, but he says no.
Can I keep the goggles? I'm hoping to become a Digimon protagonist.
I was gonna ask why he didn't take the bike, but then I thought about it some more. While better transportation might be good for their feet, they're also trying to avoid the main roads since that's where the scavengers are. In addition, a bike is loud and will attract attention. Plus, there doesn't seem to be a sidecar for Allie, and with how big his supply backpack is, it'd be difficult for her to hold onto his back. Anyway, he says she can keep the goggles. That guy's gonna have a pretty mean shiner anyway.
Cool! What's a shiner?
It's something you only have a 1 in 4,000 chance of happening, but that's not important right now. Meanwhile, in DC, which is apparently completely on fire given how orange and smoky everything is, Godzilla and Ghidorah face off and scream at each other before immediately letting loose on their respective energy attacks. Usually they save that for later in the fight. Gotta build to it. But these are actually kind of cool visuals in this 2-page spread, so nifty. Back over to Sergeant Woods. Give me that water, and I'll take the girl, too! Damn it, Pedro Pascal! You've had enough escort a child across a wasteland stories! Let me have one! Woods scrunches his nose in and takes the gun, letting the guy run off, though considering he was squicky enough to be wanting to take Allie, too, might have been a smarter move to cave his face in entirely. Ugh. He's also been playing peekaboo with Allie during violent moments like this, having her keep her eyes shut so she doesn't see what he does.
I'm so good at this game!
Well, practice makes perfect. Come on, let's find some more horrible people who want to kidnap you. No, he just wants to rest for a bit after doing this twice in one day. She asks for a snack and he reaches to get one, but there was a snake next to the knapsack that bites his arm.
A poisonous snake!
He has her grab a bandage while he sucks the poison out, though I don't see him spitting it, so maybe he was just thirsty and decided to take advantage of his own blood being available. Anyway, she helps bandage the wound, but of course even a little poison is going to do crappy things to his system. I did what I could to get the poison out, but it still might make me act sick or funny.
Like how Elon Musk thinks he's funny or actually funny.
I'll probably get tired and pale, and I may talk about seeing things that aren't really there. Like, say, a good episode of Jersey Shore? Ha! High five, Allie!
I don't know what that is.
Damn young people not paying attention to pop culture so I can complain about it.
I like Bluey.
Yeah, Blue's Clues is awesome.
I don't know what that is either.
We're not friends anymore. He gives her the monster radar to hold on to for now, and they start looking for a shelter where he can try to rest off the effects of the poison.
Okay, and you promise you won't die?
Promise. With your help, I'll be good as new. Therefore, if I do die, it's your fault for not helping me enough. The battle between the two kaijus continues with more images spread across 2 pages at a time. They're good cinematic shots, but of course it eats up 4 pages of just back and forth biting and shooting. There's not much to it that I can comment on. A few hours later, Woods and Allie are confronted by a pack of wolves, but the wolves get blasted by Mechagodzilla's eye beams. Woods' reaction is to empty his gun at the giant robot.
Come on, you bastards! Take a shot at me right in the nose!
However, this little intense action gets the better of him and he drops the gun, collapsing himself immediately after.
Show to him.
Back over to DC, President Ogden is in a bunker along with the Secret Service and some scientists, who are trying to get their sensors back online to find out what's happening above them, and we soon see Godzilla triumphant and roaring over King Ghidorah. Again, nice splash page at least. Back over to Woods, he wakes up to find Allie applying a washcloth to his head. What happened?
You took a nap after we found the robot. You slept a long time. I ate some chocolate. And then you woke up.
Wow, there really hasn't been anything happening in this issue, has there, Allie?
Are you thirsty?
I am Did you say robot?
Yeah, he calls himself Jet Jaguar, and he keeps singing this annoying song to himself.
And indeed, Mechagodzilla is near them, though it looks considerably more wrecked than we saw before. It's possible that he was only hallucinating the wolves and just saw Mechagodzilla, dreaming up the scenario in his head. Still, Woods somehow deduces that there's a way inside of the thing, and they find that way in. And so our comic ends with them finding some kind of control panel and pushing a button, activating it. This comic is fine, but it's barely anything. Woods fights some guys, gets bitten by a snake, finds Mechagodzilla. Non-Mechagodzilla fights and defeats Ghidorah. And hey, I get it, there's not much they can add to the fight scenes to make those sequences last any longer, but I feel like they could have had something. Commentary from President Ogden, some sort of a conversation between a delirious Woods and Allie that parallels what's happening in the fight, or talking about struggling to stay alive and it becomes a metaphor for the monsters or something along those lines. Instead, it just feels like most of the issue is wasted when the pacing of the book hasn't exactly been breakneck as it is. As I've said before, pairing Woods with Allie actually made him likable, but that's because it's that lone wolf and cub dynamic that works so well in stories. I don't know what else there really is that you can say about the comic other than, well, at least it didn't piss me off, which isn't exactly high praise, but at the same time, there's nothing egregiously wrong with it. Next time, October has come again, and that means it's time for us to finish the Ring reviews. Betting if the writers hadn't changed, and given the track record of the story so far, the big twist would have been Woods pushed that button, and then the whole thing self-destructed to kill them both.
Hello my friends, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notifications on new video releases. If you'd like to support future videos, you can check out my Patreon or purchase a t-shirt via Teespring or Shark Robot. Thanks for watching!